What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Not a traditional start to the week with AMC. It did follow the previous weeks in the fact that right out of the gate, we got a nice rip up to 55, followed by falling all the way back to almost that $50 level where it seems like we have been continuing to consolidate. In this video, I want to go over a couple things that I find are going to be very important for you guys to know going on for the rest of this week and the weeks ahead. And then we're also going to jump into the charts to take a quick peek. Let's get rocking and rolling. First and foremost, guys, as you can see, we are about to close right at that $50 level. One thing I really want to highlight in this screen right here is the fact that the volume is still insanely low. Last Thursday, I think we had I think it was around that 57 million mark, 58 million mark, but we're just trending around that. So the volume has really cooled down. The other thing I want to highlight, guys, and this is very important because it happens to follow, is naturally, this is a graph of the last 5 days of the S&P 500. Today, at the beginning, it severely sold off. Okay, there was a lot of fear added into the market. You could check out the VIX, which is a volatility index. It was up somewhere around that 20% mark midday, a little bit, before lunchtime, hitting a 1789 high. I do always, when the markets tend to get overextended, I do always try to play a VIX call to hedge my portfolio just in case of sell-offs. Like I said, the SPY has reached all-time highs. If you look at the MACD and the RSI on the 4-hour, 2-hour, and on the one-day chart, it is insanely overextended. That does affect us as AMC because naturally it's a part of the market. We do bob and weave a little bit different from the market, traditionally, as we kind of held on to pretty much around that same point in the day. I remember talking to guys in the group saying that we were still green when the S&P and the Dow and the Nasdaq were all taking a pretty big hit. However, we did start to fall back a little bit later on in the day. Another thing I want to highlight that did add to just this overall natural market redness before we get into specifically about AMC, okay, is the OPEC fails to strike a new output deal, raising oil prices and pressuring supply, which oil prices, as I'm sure you guys know, after going to the pump, have already risen quite significantly over the past few months. Okay, but let's jump into something I want to talk about today. AMC is still on the Security Exchange threshold list, the regulation SHO threshold security list, I should say. Sorry, guys. One thing that kind of stood out to me, and I want to preface this before I get into it, is that there is no one single catalyst that will make or break any stock. Okay, whether you're looking at the charts, you're a TA trader, whether you're looking at any type of statistics, whether it's in this situation, when it comes to the short interest, the naked shorts, okay, the hedge funds, having to close their positions, whatever it may be, there's never going to be one single catalyst that will make or break a stock. A lot of times they'll be able to play in and off of each other, and the compounding effect of multiple catalysts working together is what is going to make a movement happen. But one thing that somebody actually brought up to me, this was not found by myself, and I happened to do a little bit of research, and I hope in this video, okay, it doesn't build anybody's expectations, but I hope it just gives you another perspective. I'm sure a lot of you guys by now have been rocking with this stock for a long period of time, as I have. I've been in the stock since January, okay? And while I'm still able to do other things to be able to build my portfolio, AMC does take up a good size portion. So obviously I watch it very closely. Something I want to point out to you, and if you're looking up here, this is the threshold securities list. It shows GameStop first entering this list, and you can go to this to verify everything yourself, okay, as I've already done. But it shows GameStop first entering this list on December 8th, okay, and it didn't exit until February 4th, okay, which if you add all these up, as you can see, EFG, right, it's no longer on here, okay. As you can see by this, that is a little bit, almost 2 months period of time, not including weekends and holidays. Obviously, there's Christmas, New Year's, Martin Luther King Day in there. Okay, it brings about to be about 40 days, active trading days. And I know some people had talked about, and I even brought up myself, okay, talking about that 13-day time frame period, okay? However, that is when the FTDs will eventually be forced to close if there's no action that's been taken on it. However, it could stay on that list for a little bit longer. But if you remember the dates that I just mentioned, December to where we are February 4th, and you look at the movement that had happened with GameStop, and you match up the volume to how that stock price has moved, that's when you can see that some of the positions were going to be closed. So as we're going through this, we know it's on the threshold security list. And like I said, is this something that is favorable to me? Absolutely. Is it going to be that one single catalyst? Well, what did I just say earlier, guys? There is no one single catalyst. But if you take a look at where AMC is, and you just even go back to just a 5-day, 5-minute chart, okay, just to see since it started, there's been no significant spikes. It's been natural rip up in the morning, which if you look at how every, especially every, first day of the week, in this case it was Tuesday, but normally on Monday, there's that hard, hard push out of the gate. As you've seen, you can go back and look at that yourselves. But as you can see here, guys, there's no insane spikes to show that anything has been forced to close, anything has been recalled. It's still merely kind of kicking the can down the road. Okay, I will highlight this, and I'm going to mention one last thing. Okay, right here, this is that 4-hour, okay, bull pennant that we are still, still in. As you can see, I left this line, guys, to show you that we did break below the previous pattern. However, we still have 3 strong wick touch points. You can see right here, we're looking at that 50 EMA that we have bounced off of a little bit, hanging strong to that. If you jump over to the 2-hour chart, I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys. This one's even more important to me. We are hanging on to that 100 moving average, okay? If you can see going back all the way through here, the 50 EMA was acting as a strong support. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points. Once we broke through that and we bounced off the 100, now you are seeing what is happening is the resistance. This is like naturally with any, stocks you tend to look at, any trends you look at, is that what was once support then becomes resistance, okay? We're still channeling very, very nicely when it comes to this. So just keep that in mind. I wanted to give you an update because I know I covered that numerous times. Last thing I'm going to say to you guys is be patient, take a step back. If you feel like holding is right for you, then continue to hold. I have not sold one share off my position. I added recently a few weeks ago, as I had posted on here to all of you guys, and I continue to hold, but continue to do you. All that I ask is have conviction and strength in whatever decision that you may make for yourself, okay? And still, like I said, guys, I'll keep you posted. I'll see you in the next one.